You ever see a BMW M5 tear past you on the highway and feel your brain just freeze for a second like, wait, what was that? That reaction right there is exactly what BMW wants. The M5 isn't just a car you drive, it's a statement. A symphony of engineering chaos and luxury wrapped in metal. And today you're about to get the full lowdown on how this beast comes to life. We're talking raw metal, precision robotics, obsessive humans, twin-turbo V8 screaming under the hood, and interiors so lavish they make your living room feel cheap. By the end of this, you'll never look at an M5 the same way, and trust me, you'll want one even more than you already did. The story starts years before the first bolt is ever tightened. BMW doesn't just wake up one morning and say, hey, let's slap together an M5. Nah, this is decades of motorsport experience, obsessive engineering, and design philosophy that borders on madness. Every M5 begins life as a blueprint, and every line, curve, and vent has a purpose. Designers obsess over aerodynamics, weight balance, cooling efficiency, and structural rigidity. It's not just about looking fast, it's about performing under insane conditions, keeping all that power controllable, and making the car handle like it was born to dominate. The road aerodynamics are a huge deal. Even the smallest crease in the hood or side panel is calculated to guide airflow efficiently, whether it's cooling brakes during a 200 per blast or keeping the cabin relatively quiet while you cruise at 70. The front bumper, grille, and vents all channel air precisely to critical areas. This is engineering poetry disguised as aggression. BMW doesn't guess here. It tests in wind tunnels, simulates airflow on computers for months, and tweaks until the car slices through air like a scalpel. Once the design team signs off on every angle, line, and vent, the manufacturing journey begins at BMW's production plants. Raw materials arrive in massive quantities: high-strength steel, aluminum alloys, and sometimes carbon fiber components. Each of these is chosen not just for strength, but for predictable behavior under stress, heat, and extreme speeds. When you're dealing with 600-plus horsepower in a sedan, predictability isn't a luxury, it's a survival necessity. Robots are the first ones to touch the metal, and watching them work is insane. Massive arms move faster than the eye can follow, stamping, cutting, and shaping metal panels to fractions of a millimeter accuracy. Each strike, each bend is measured, calculated, and executed perfectly. There's no hesitation, no wasted motion. This is the skeleton of the M5 being born. The synchronization is mesmerizing, like a dance, but every move is dictated by math and physics. As panels take shape, laser welding and adhesive bonding come into play. This isn't your regular spot welds. BMW engineers are crafting a chassis that is lightweight, stiff, and insanely strong. Rigidity matters because a stiff chassis allows the suspension to work perfectly. Cornering at high speed, the body doesn't flex, it sticks, braking hard from 180 mph. The car stays planted. This is where a regular luxury sedan ends and a performance monster begins. Then comes the paint process, which is almost ritualistic. Before any color hits, the body goes through cleaning and corrosion protection baths, prepping it for perfection. The paint shop is ultra clean, climate-controlled, and almost surgical. Layers of primer, base coat, and clear coat are applied with robotic precision. Every single layer is inspected before moving on. By the time the M5 emerges, the paint looks like liquid glass, deep and glossy, with a shine that makes you want to stare at it in a parking lot for way too long. This isn't just aesthetics, it's also protection, durability, and identity. BMW's exclusive colors aren't just paint, they're part of the car's personality. While the body is in the paint shop, the heart of the car, the engine, is being built. And here's where things get personal. The M5's twin-turbo V8 isn't just assembled. It's handcrafted by highly trained technicians. Pistons, camshafts, crankshafts, bearings, all handled with obsessive attention to detail. Measurements are double-checked, tolerances verified, every bolt torque perfect. This engine is built to handle abuse, not just to impress on a dyno sheet. Every engine undergoes rigorous dyno testing to verify power output, torquey curves, throttle response, and efficiency. If anything falls short, it goes back. BMW doesn't do good enough. Once the engine passes its tests, it's time for the marriage. Body meets drivetrain. This is one of the most satisfying moments in the assembly process. The painted body shell and the built engine, transmission, suspension, and exhaust come together like pieces of a puzzle. Alignment is precise, bolts tightened to perfection, and systems integrated with surgical precision. At this point, The M5 transforms from individual components into a unified machine, ready to start feeling like the monster it was designed to be. The interior assembly is next, and this is where luxury meets precision. Premium leather seats, carbon fiber trims, Alcantara accents, and advanced infotainment and performance systems are installed meticulously. Every stitch, every button, every surface is inspected by human hands. Robots can't judge texture, comfort, or feel, and BMW knows it. The goal is simple. When you sit in an M5, it should feel right, not just look right. Every tactile element is designed to make the driver feel connected, comfortable, and ready to unleash the car's power at a moment's notice. Electronics are another beast. The M5 is loaded with systems: adaptive suspension, driver assistance, digital performance gauges, infotainment, and more. Miles of wiring run through the car, organized meticulously. Every connection is tested multiple times. One small mistake could ruin the driving experience. And BMW doesn't take chances. They test, retest, and calibrate every system to perfection. The result is a car that's not just fast, but smart, responsive, and intuitive. After assembly, quality control is brutal. Every car is inspected inside and out. Panel gaps measured, paint scrutinized under special lighting, electronics scanned, doors, windows, and switches tested repeatedly. Then comes the test track. Here the M5 is pushed to its limits. Braking, acceleration, cornering, suspension response, all evaluated. If anything is off, the car goes back.
BMW doesn't rush.
The M badge isn't about producing the most cars. It's about producing the right cars. Once approved, the M5 is cleaned, detailed, and prepared for delivery. Every step, from raw metal to painted shell, handcrafted engine, interior assembly, electronics, and quality checks, is intentional and precise. This is why the M5 isn't just a fast sedan. It's the embodiment of BMW's motorsport heritage, obsessive engineering, and passion for driving. When you see one launch off a stoplight or glide effortlessly on the highway, remember, that car was built to dominate, not just to impress. The entire process also involves continuous innovation. BMW constantly refines materials, assembly techniques, and performance tuning. Every generation of M5 incorporates lessons learned from motorsport, racing data, and real-world testing. Engineers obsess over small tweaks, like suspension geometry, turbocharger response, and weight distribution, knowing that even a millimeter difference can affect performance at high speeds. This is why M5s feel sharper, more balanced, and more connected than nearly any other sedan on the planet. In addition to the technical side, BMW considers the driver experience at every step. Ergonomics are studied meticulously. The steering wheel placement, pedal spacing, seat angle, visibility, and even the tactile feel of knobs and buttons are all engineered to reduce fatigue and maximize driver confidence. This level of detail is why driving an M5 doesn't feel like driving a luxury car with performance slapped on top. It feels like driving a performance car with luxury baked in. Every component, from the tires to the exhaust note, is tuned for performance and personality. The exhaust system is not just about flow, it's about sound, emotion, and identity. When that twin-turbo V8 hits full boost, the growl isn't accidental. BMW engineers carefully tune acoustics to deliver a sound that excites without overwhelming. Tires are selected not just for grip, but for responsiveness, feedback, and balance across different driving conditions. Even the adaptive suspension works in harmony with all these systems to ensure the M5 feels alive, connected, and ready for anything. Picking up right where we left off, the BMW M5 isn't just about brute force or luxury. It's about refinement, precision, and obsession that borders on perfectionism. After the engine is married to the chassis, the car starts to take shape in a way that's almost magical. The raw pieces are now a single living machine. But BMW doesn't just stop at assembly. Every car goes through rigorous calibration and testing, because at this level, even the smallest deviation can ruin the experience of 600 plus horsepower under your right foot. The electronics are tuned next. Remember, the M5 isn't a push-button performance car in the generic sense. Systems like adaptive M suspension, M dynamic mode, torque distribution, and variable steering are all calibrated individually for every car. That means each M5 responds exactly the way BMW intends it to. Even the traction control settings are dialed in so the car can be aggressive when you want it to be, yet safe when you don't. These aren't guesses. Engineers use years of driving data, simulations, and track testing to ensure precision. Once the car is technically complete, it hits the test track where it earns its stripes. Engineers push it to extremes: hard cornering, slamming the brakes from 150 mph, accelerating through multiple gears with no let-up, and even sudden lane changes to evaluate chassis control. Sensors record every vibration, every G-force, and every millisecond of response time. If anything is slightly off, alignment, suspension stiffness, throttle mapping, the car goes back for adjustment. BMW isn't mass-producing mediocrity. They're handcrafting consistency at extreme performance levels. While all this happens, the interior undergoes final checks. The M5's cabin is a marriage of performance and luxury. Seats are inspected for stitching perfection. Alcantara surfaces are felt for texture. Dashboards for fit and finish. Buttons are clicked, displays flickered, and infotainment systems are stress-tested. Even the smallest things, like cup holder placement and armrest height, are considered. It sounds obsessive, but BMW knows the driver, interacts with every detail, and the goal is immersive perfection. The engine itself gets one final dyno test. Even after assembly, after the car is complete, it's tested again to verify output, boost curves, and torque delivery. BMW doesn't rely on factory averages. They check each car individually. This is why every M5 is not just fast, but consistently fast, predictable, and exhilarating to drive. That twin-turbo V8 isn't just a number on paper. It's a living beast that reacts with your inputs like a second instinct. Suspension and tires also get the individual treatment. M5 tires aren't generic. They're selected for optimal grip, high-speed stability, and cornering feedback. Suspension geometry is checked with laser alignment, tools to ensure perfect contact, patch and handling balance. BMW's adaptive dampers are calibrated with each vehicle on the track, meaning the car rides smooth on highways yet attacks corners with razor-sharp precision. Every input from the driver translates directly to action. No lag, no ambiguity. Then comes the M5 variants. Not every M5 is identical. BMW offers competition models, xDrive all-wheel drive setups, and track-focused editions. Each version has unique tweaks: power output adjustments, suspension stiffening, exhaust tuning, aerodynamic changes. Even within the same generation, these tweaks can make one M5 feel more aggressive than another. Engineers carefully select which car gets which components based on customer configuration, ensuring each one drives exactly how it's supposed to. After performance validation, the car moves into final inspection and detailing. Every panel gap is remeasured. Paint is polished, badges are applied, and interior surfaces are meticulously cleaned. BMW wants the car to look and feel perfect straight off the truck. Because first impressions matter. Even the smell of leather and cabin materials is considered. It has to feel premium, not chemical or artificial. This is BMW's obsessive commitment to luxury combined with performance. Delivery prep is the final stage. Cars are carefully loaded onto trucks with protective covers, and in some cases shipped directly to customers from the factory. Many M5 owners opt for factory delivery experiences, where they pick up their car on site. This allows BMW to personally walk owners through vehicle features, settings, and performance tips, ensuring the M5 isn't just a machine, it's a fully understood experience. Now let's talk about what really makes the M5 special. You've got a car that can sprint from 0-60 in under 3.3 seconds, corner like a sports car, yet offer daily comfort, leather luxury, and advanced technology. That's not luck. That's a combination of engineering, motorsport DNA, obsessive quality control, and a factory culture that refuses to compromise. Each car carries not just BMW's badge, but decades of racing experience, material science innovation, and performance engineering. Even the exhaust note deserves a shout-out. The M5's V8 isn't just loud, it's tuned for emotion. Engineers manipulate mufflers, resonators, and chamber designs to create a growl that excites without overwhelming. Every time you hit the throttle, it's a symphony. It's music designed to hit you physically, mentally, and emotionally. And because it's calibrated individually, no two M5s are exactly the same in how they communicate their power. The driving experience is also meticulously engineered. Pedal feedback, steering feel, gear shifts, and throttle mapping are all calibrated to ensure you feel connected, in control, and exhilarated. Whether you're on a backroad canyon or the Autobahn, the M5 adapts seamlessly. This is why enthusiasts rave. It doesn't just go fast, it makes you feel fast. Every sensation is amplified, precise, and deliberate. BMW also engineers for longevity and reliability. While the M5 is capable of abuse on the track, every component is stress-tested beyond real-world limits. Engines run on dynos for hours, suspension cycled tens of thousands of times, and electronics stress-tested in extreme heat and cold. The result? A car that can dominate for years, maintain resale value, and still deliver that heart-racing thrill every single time. Finally, the M5 is more than the sum of its parts, it's a philosophy. Every decision from design to delivery reflects BMW's obsession with driving pleasure. Nothing is random. Everything has purpose. The car is designed to challenge, excite, and inspire the driver. When you see one launch off a stoplight or cruise quietly in town, know that every inch of it has been carefully thought out, and there you have it, from raw metal to a living, breathing, 600-plus horsepower performance machine. This is how a BMW M5 is made. Obsession drives every step of the process, from the design studio to the factory floor, to the test track, and finally to your driveway. It's a car built for people who want the thrill of a supercar, the comfort of a luxury sedan, and the soul of a true driver's car, all rolled into one. By the time you finish watching this, you'll understand. The M5 isn't just built. It's engineered, crafted, and obsessed over, and that's why it remains one of the most respected and exhilarating performance sedans in the world. So next time you see one scream past you, take a moment. Appreciate the decades of engineering, the human obsession, the machines, the sweat, the testing, and the countless tiny details that make it more than a car. It's an M5.